I'm Michelle Green. I work at Wolsey House Primary School in Beaumont Leys in Leicester. I'm a Year 2 class teacher and the RE coordinator. What we're going to do today is spirited play, and this is based on godly play that came from America. Spirited players, they have time after a storytelling session and they can access the activities at their own level, and they can respond to the story in a very creative and spirited way. And then we have a sharing time at the end where the children can share what they've made, but also why they've made it and why it was important to them. The story I'm going to tell today is a Sikh story, The Milk and the Jasmine Flower. I will tell the story with some I wonder questions, and normally what I do is I point to my head so that whilst I'm telling the story, the children know that I want them to think about the answer rather than share it verbally. After the story, I ask 2 or 3 more I wonder questions, but this time it's encouraged that they share their responses. And again, they're giving their responses from a religious story, but they can also learn from each other by their responses that they've heard. The I wonder questions, the children really respond to these. You get some really deep and meaningful answers because they're accessing their responses at their own level. So you might have somebody that just gives 2 words, but it's a lovely answer. Likewise, you might have somebody that I've hit on something that's happened at home or what they do with their family, and it's a really important sharing time as well. At the start of this particular story time session, I'm going to actually stand at the door and greet the children as they come into the classroom. I don't normally do this, but normally I like to start the lesson with a focus point, something to capture the children, something to grab them before I even started the story. One of the aspects that comes out of this story is being welcomed and being welcoming. Is that what I do when I'm doing a lesson? Do I always shake your hand? No. How did it make you feel? Amazing. Welcomed, that's a good word. I wonder what welcomed means.
Showing people around.
Showing people around. Shania?
And visiting people as well.
Yeah, visiting people. We have to make visiting people welcome. The story I'm going to use today, I've memorised it, and I think it's important for the children that if I'm going to tell a story that they can see that there are no words written down. The children's imaginations are normally captured with the fact that I've got a box in front of me. I don't normally start a lesson with the children sitting in a circle on the carpet. I don't always wear the storytelling cloak. So the fact that I've got the cloak on and this special box, it's not a cardboard box. It looks different to the children straight away. All the boxes I use are a different colour, so there might be a very similar pattern. So they know it is a storytelling session, but they don't know what story it's going to be. Let's look inside. I wonder what this material and these colours make you think of. Well, in our story, I want us to use this material to represent the sand. The children particularly enjoy spirited play because the story is told at a slower pace. And again, that's to capture the children's thoughts and imaginations, to bring them into the story, to make them feel like that they were there, that they heard, that they saw. And the children really enjoy that. Guru Nanak placed a flower into the bowl of milk. No milk came out of the sides. Look at the bowl of milk now. You told me the bowl of milk was full, yet there was room for 1 flower. Spirited play is really good for young children because it allows them to achieve attainment target 1, learning about religion, and attainment target 2, learning from religion. The learning from religion normally comes through the I wonder questions and the spirited play, which happens at the end of a story. The learning about religion comes from the creative storytelling, the facts that are involved in the story. Today it shows how the Sikh people live, who the special person is in the Sikh religion, and so the children, they're listening attentively. The activities are normally, they can be the same. We have done poetry with this, but then we've done creative paintings, we've taken them outside, and it really opens the door to, although they're learning, it's a different way of learning. It's putting fun into the children's learning. The men that had sent the messenger hung their heads in shame. They couldn't believe they tried to send somebody away from their city. You must go back. You must go and tell Guru Nanak and his companion that there is room in this city. I'm going to follow this lesson up in a literacy lesson. I've got a poetry frame that I want the children to respond to. So it's when Guru Nanak visited, and they've got to think of a place or an area. He said, and they'll have to think about what they think Guru Nanak would have said. He saw, he heard, we learnt. I think spirited play works really well with particularly my class this year, but children as a rule, is because it's not this fear of being wrong. It's, I'm going to say something, I know that what I'm going to say is going to be listened to. I know that what I have to say is important. I know that what I'm making, I'm going to be proud and show it to the rest of my friends. I can tell the children why I've made it if I want to, but I don't have to. So I think equally the listening for the story is just as important as the sharing time that we normally have after these storytelling sessions. This method helps children to build on their progress and continue to make progress in RE, because their information they gain from the stories is increased. They might have heard the story before, but just by watching, sometimes, the visual learners, they gain more because they're seeing the story come alive, and that's an important learning skill. The children recall facts or recall similarities and differences from, it might be this particular story, or it might be another story that they've heard, another religious story. They share their knowledge and understanding through the I wonder questions. The children enjoy this because it takes out the fear of learning and puts in the fun in learning.